Hey everybody, this is Chuck, and like I always say, I really appreciate your time stopping by to see my shop and my channel. So this video is for your entertainment, okay? I am not a Joe Pye by any means, but I've been working on building this small mill vise, and I'm getting very close to the finish. I've shown some of it, I think, in some past videos. Here's the vise itself. It's quite small. Just been working on drilling and tapping the holes for the jaws and working on that. The rest of the vise is pretty much machined and done, and the swivel base is completed, which you're going to see a little bit on that. And it's been fun. I've been enjoying myself. I have to be honest with you. You're going to see a bunch of clips, and they're clips that I put on Instagram/Facebook. They're done with my phone. As much as I like filming and videoing and showing, it's just so much quicker to pop it onto Instagram. And I have to apologize for that, but that's today's life. So there's a bunch of shots there. I think you'll enjoy it. I'm going to talk about some issues, and maybe you can help me in the end. One of the items that I need to resolve is the degrees and numbers on the base plate. And you're going to see that I worked away at that with my laser, and it's not a finished idea. I'm still playing with that, but maybe you guys got some ideas. You'll see in the video also that I made an error and posted it on Instagram, and the comment came and told me what my error was. So I really enjoy the feedback and comments from all viewers, positive, negative, I don't care. You're not going to hurt my feelings. But boy, there's always a lot to learn in the comments. So let me close. I hope you enjoy it, and we'll catch you soon on another video. I have something else I'm working on right now that I think you'll enjoy. Take care. If you stick around to the end of this video, I'm going to put in some shots from my last weekend up at Clear Lake. My wife and Howie and I went up there. We spent 4 days up at the lake, which was just great. The ramp, let's see, not the ramp, I guess the man walk or the ramp out to the dock had fallen off the concrete section and was down in the water. And we pulled it back up on top, and 3 old guys moved it back out there. So you'll see some videos of that. It was kind of hard, kind of scary, but I managed to get it done. So I think you might enjoy that at the end. I'll put those in. Well, I thought I'd start here with some of the different recordings that I've taken as I'm working on this mill vise. So this was the handle, and I've completed it. You basically had to drill and put a pin in it so it would act as a hinge, and then you had to machine for the ball. And I had a little issue on machining for the ball. I'm going to show you a picture of a tap, which I first said was mismarked as I put it on Instagram. But in the long run, it was not mismarked. The tap was for a helicoil, and I didn't read or understand the markings on it. But anyway, you can see the handles there, and you can see it's relatively small, but basically it's completed there. Well, this was my little post that I did on Instagram with my sad face. And you look at the photo now and you can certainly see the diameter difference between the two. But anyway, I read it as mislabeled, and that was my fault. Well, I posted, and one of the very first comments taught me that I didn't know. Lesson learned. At STI is for, I think he said a helicoil. I deleted the video because it's screwed up, but lesson learned. Lots of lessons learned, lots of trial and error. There they are, they're done. So you just saw the hold down bolts that I made. And one of my lessons I learned, when I would move over, I was not going back to center, so I wasn't cutting the radius correctly on the rotary table. But next up was the base, the swivel base. This is part of the swivel base that captures the hold down bolts. So there's the steel blank and the drawing for the unit itself. So to machine the part, or start machining the part, it fit within a pot chuck that I had. And so it was a very simple holding mechanism that I could machine one side of it and then turn it around and put it back in the pot chuck and machine a second side. Interesting enough, the first time I did it, I knew the depth that I needed to cut so that I could finish the part. I walked away and came back and forgot that I never made that cut. So I screwed it up and had to do a second one, but it's completed. So the little marks are the layout lines for the lathe. I mentioned the 3 marks were for the lathe work, and you can see here this had a dish, and then it had a 45-degree piece, and then another 45-degree piece that needed to be completed. That's what those little dimples were, so I could set it up on the lathe and produce those. Next up is the swivel base, and I'm just showing you that it needs some machining within it, and we'll see some videos, and I actually had to grind my own tool to create that. Here I'm showing the tool that I had to grind up to cut the recess for the hold down bolts, and it worked out well. It was specifically just to make the groove, the actual groove that needs to be in the bottom of that base. Next up was working on the underside of the base. You can see there's a 45-degree chamfer on the circle. One of the smart things I did by accident was that center pin is supposed to be a 1/4 inch, but I actually did it at 187, and my pallet has holes for 187 dowel pins. So it was worked out just perfect to locate it on a dowel pin and go ahead and do the machining and the drill and tapping. Those are 172 screws for the little hold down blocks, and then machined out for the hold down slots also. So you can see the plates installed, to hold the hold down bolts. Now I'm working on trying to see if I can figure out how to do the degree wheel, or the degrees around the perimeter of the bottom. So here's a quick video of the degree wheel, or the degree base, in Lightburn, showing how to make all the marks and then put all the numbers around the perimeter. So here's a few videos. I made a sample circle at a 45-degree angle, same as the vise base, to practice on. And you can see I made a 3D print filler so that I could actually mount it and find location all the time and keep it consistent. And you'll see that I was not staying centered on my part. And I've come to find out that my laser wasn't level, and that was creating the problem. I was aiming at an angle. I subsequently had fixed that. So you can see the product there, and you can see where I went off of the actual part itself. But it was all practice and learning here. So I kept going at it. There's where I burnt into the part another time. And interesting enough, you're going to see a magnification of the burns into that part. And although a lot of them look good, there was some that just was irregular. And there you can see right there in that video that I was still off center, having that issue. I don't know if I'm going to try to do this or not, but I was definitely making an attempt to see if I could use my laser to burn in all of the degree lines and the degree numbers. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm going to do, to be honest with you. But there it's not looking too bad. It's somewhat respectable, but it's not a finished product by any means. And you'll see here that I put it in the microscope, and you'll see some pictures of the lines. There it is set up in the microscope. And we're going to go up to the actual screen, and you'll see some of the lines are straight and some of the lines are crooked, and those are looking pretty good. That's not bad at all, but you can see they're not consistent, and I don't really know why. And you can see there again, I was not perfectly centered, but look at the differences in some of the burns.
Made it up here. That's Howie. Had to bring the monster.
Good. Piano. Baby step. Oh, good Lord. Slow. You're safe. There you go. Smart, Chuck. Yeah, smart. Hey, Chuck. Yeah. When you get out there, we have to go take a break.
Ta-da!
Hey! No, we're all right. Okay. Ready? 2, 3. All right. Hang on. Hold on. We're losing our starboard. Yeah.
Howie, come.
Hang on. Go ahead.
Beautiful day here, Friday morning.